So there are many things that have happened over the years, and some of them are physical, some of them emotional, some spiritual. And part of my journey was interesting. Many years ago, I was in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, as a rabbi, and the JCC asked me to teach Kabbalah, whatever that is. Now I know what it is. So, Jewish mysticism, if you wish. So I taught it. Why not? I studied it. When I was a teenager, I studied Jewish law because I wanted to understand what a Jew needs to do. And a lot of it didn't make much sense to me. The reasons were very limited. So I studied Kabbalah as a teenager to understand why the laws are like that. And it made more sense. But it was a lot to figure out. And then I realized that the Kabbalah is also limited, because the Creator is beyond that. So you have to get beyond everything. So I was teaching in Cherry Hill, and I had Jews and non-Jews coming. It was a fun class. And one day, people said to me, you know, you have energy for healing. Why don't you use it? You're a healer. And I said, I don't know. I mean, I used to read things, but I never actually practically did things. People would come to the class, and they'd sit there, and pains would go away, and questions they had would be answered. I had no clue about it. I only knew about it when people told me. So they said to me, do it. I said, show me. I had people that were healers in the class, so they showed me, and I did it, and it worked. It was a natural thing, so I didn't have to go to all the classes and things. It was natural. And from then, it opened up where then people came to me with soul issues, with negative energy, with all different things that go on. Now, my base was in Kabbalah and Torah. I was never involved in, I would read everything. Reading, and I never had a problem, but I never did anything. We were never taught to do things. We were taught to read. And then, see what Torah says. So, for example, people ask me about biogenetic engineering in Torah. Is it okay or is it not? It's food. Now, you go to most rabbis, they'll tell you there's not a problem with genetic engineering of food. It's molecular, it's too small, it's nothing. But I don't understand. If you go by the words, maybe that's true. But if you go by the soul of what the words mean, it's not true. Tahar is a shine, Tameh is lack of shine. Asur, the word asur also means tied down, asur barhatim. The word mutar also means free, permitted or free. So basically what God is telling us is foods that tie your energy down, block you, you shouldn't be eating. And in the parasha we have a whole list the Torah gives of foods that block your energy. So even if energetically, you eat energetically, which is a good way to eat, sense the energy of everything, you have to sense the energy, but you also have to know what Torah says. Then you have to sense if the energy is free. If it's free, then it opens you and connects you with the Creator. One of the reasons we eat vegetables or fruits or what God created is because they have a connection with the Creator that we on our own don't have. We have many blockages. Our mind gets in the way, our emotions get in the way. Therefore, we need to connect with an energy that doesn't have a mind that gets in its way, that doesn't have emotions that get in its way, but it has a connection with the Creator. And by eating food, by saying the blessing, we open ourselves to think of the Creator and open that energy so we can connect with that connection that gets beyond our own minds and our own emotions. Even though food does affect the way we think and the way we feel. So when you understand that, then you go to genetic engineering, it's even worse. Because you're changing the genes, you're making a blockage of the whole fruit, not in a way that nature has. There is genetic engineering that nature does on its own that's okay, that goes over time. But when people do it, it creates a confusion of energies. And people don't understand what's wrong with them, why they get sick. They don't understand why they have confusions. A lot of it is because of the food we eat. Even the fruits and vegetables, there are issues with everything almost. It's very difficult to find a pure food. In addition to, if it's picked green, then it still has, then even though it looks ripe, it still has the poisons in it. It doesn't have the vitamins and minerals from the sun and the ground. It doesn't have the balance of nature. So it creates imbalance in the person because you're ingesting food that's not balanced. And then people wonder, what's the problem? A lot of times we accept a lot of things without questioning or listening to what professionals say and speak, but it's not true. Most of the research that goes on, and most of what you hear, whether it's medical, whether it's on earth, it depends who's paying for it. People do research, and the people paying for it pay for them to have a certain answer, and if you don't get the answer, they don't publicize it. They don't want you to know what it is. It's a business. If you want to get out of it, you have to do it on your own. And there are people around who will help you. There are people that are open. Once you open and once you want it, you pray for it and ask for it, it will come. Every day I meet people who say, I just prayed to God to help me, to open me, and it came. But when you mean it, it will be there. There are people. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of yourself. Because if you're afraid of yourself, no one else can help you. There are many times people have come to me, they want help. And I listen, and I see where they're blocked. And I know I can't really help them all the way. I can help them a little bit, and that's all. Or I can help them, and it won't do anything. It'll just take up time, because they'll go straight back to where they were. So I have to also wonder how much of my energy should I use or shouldn't. Because I'm a human being, unlimited. And I have my own issues. It's a balance. And it's a constant balance. And one of the funny things that I once realized is that every balance has an imbalance. And every imbalance has a balance. Well, imbalance, you know, has balance because the word is imbalance, has balance in the word. But besides that, if balance was fully balanced, it could never become imbalanced unless it had some quality or aspect of imbalance in it. And the same thing, imbalance could never become balanced unless it had an aspect of balance in it. And they do. It's like, I'm a man, but sometimes I tell people I'm partial man, partial woman. And they look at me, well, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, I had a mother and a father. We all have feminine and masculine qualities. So we have a general male or female, but there are many details to it. Colors are the same thing. Red, what is red? What is blue? What is green? It could be anything. There are so many variances. So when you give a general term, it's very general. It doesn't tell you anything about it, really. There is so much. In everything in creation, there are so many details. If you just go beyond what's in front of you, go deeper. And the deeper you go, the more opens up, and it expands. And you realize that everything is expanding. The deeper you go, you see it's infinite. Whether you go deep into it, it's infinite, or whether you go up. Whichever way you're going. And since the universe and the creation is infinite, I wondered where we are in the universe. And I figured it out. Every person is the center of the universe. Where you are is the center of the universe. Where you are is the center of the universe. And where I am is the center. Because where I am, that's where I perceive everything. That way and that way. There is no real center. Your consciousness, your awareness, your perception, that is the center of the universe. And since you are the center of the universe, make it good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good.